Hello! Last time we built all of the legs for the EcoWood Arch Spider. This time we'll work on most everything else, starting with some gears. And look, Ed has the pieces from the next gear all nicely organized. As you can tell, we'll be making 4 copies. At least it's not 8. Note that the 2 long pieces are bent. In addition, all of the round pieces have a mark to indicate the top of the piece. Ed tried stacking all of the round pieces on one long piece and then pushing the other long piece through the tight opening to lock the gear together. This didn't work. Time to reset. Way to mess up the neat rows, Ed. Instead, put the 2 long pieces almost together, don't lock them, to press a groove into the receiving piece. It helps to do this twice. Now, put all of the round pieces on the receiving long piece. Finally, press the other long piece into the opening until it locks. Much easier. Repeat 3 more times. Gear number 2. Gear number 3. Leg and 1/8 breezes past. Finally, gear number 4. All done with these, keep them handy for a little later. Time for a petting break. The next assembly just puts a gear and 2 rings on a short dowel, using 2 toothpicks to keep them together. First, feed both toothpicks into one of the rings, then through the gear, and finally the second ring. Press the toothpicks all the way through the gear. Then, cut the excess bits of toothpick off. Finally, push the dowel into the central opening. Leg and 1/8 stops by again, but sees that Ed is busy and keeps going. That's unusual. It takes some effort to get the dowel in. One of the slots in the measuring tool can be used to center the dowel in the gear. Next, we make a small lever. First, stick a 20mm dowel into the main lever piece. It's a tight fit, so press hard. Use the measurement tool to set the dowel to the correct position. Next, sandwich the lever between 2 half-circle pieces using toothpicks. The one with the marking should go on top. Once the toothpicks are in, trim them flush. Finally, add 2 rings to the dowel above and below the main lever. Next, we work on a more complex toothed gear. Begin by trimming a bit off of each toothpick. This gives it a flatter and thicker base, reducing the chance of breaking it during assembly. Next, Ed inserts all 4 toothpicks partially into the gear. As it turns out, this is a bad idea. Ed adds each of the 5 rings sequentially, pushing all 4 toothpicks into the new ring. This method always breaks a toothpick, always. I'm glad Ed bought those extra toothpicks. Time to go back to the beginning and try something else. Eventually, Ed added all of the rings using just 1 toothpick. Then he added 1 toothpick at a time to the full stack. With patience and judicious force, this worked. Do not trim the toothpicks yet. Next, we start building the body of the spider in a way. First, place 6 small discs onto a ring. Oops, the rings are kind of hard to keep together. Now, Place the previous gear flat on the table. Then take the body piece and put it over the rings until it rests on the bottom gear. Now add the ring with the small discs over the gear. Finally, insert the top piece onto the toothpicks and push it down carefully until it rests on the other rings. Test that the assembly rotates easily. Once the last piece is on, trim the toothpicks flush with the top. We will take a break and pick up here in the next video. Thanks for watching!